to another great week of short track weapons racing here on iRacing. The New England drivers head south to Lakeland, Florida to USA International Speedway this week. Going to be racing 75 laps tonight, but not before we get through some heat races. Guys doing some practice here. A few more minutes of practicing. We're starting right off at 8 o'clock. This is the second to last race of the winter season. Cool thing about short track weapons racing is that most of these guys race against each other in real life. Usually you see some good close action. We've had some great races in the races that we have covered in the past here on Rithwall Racing TV. I'm your host, Dan Tobin. I'll be casting this race for the duration of the evening. Thank you so much to everyone who has come out and joined us. Take a quick drive around the track, show you guys exactly what it's like while we wait for the heat races to start. These are street stock cars. Nice thing about street stock cars is these cars actually come with the game when you sign up for a subscription to iRacing. And so does USA International Speedway. So everything that you are seeing here is stuff that you get when you sign up. The rookie division, which is the division that you start off in iRacing,
go high,
uses these. This is a great way to understand how to drive an oval, the importance of scrubbing off enough speed to make sure that you have a nice clean exit. You go into the corner with too much speed, you'll slide up the track like this. Something that you don't want to do, especially if you have someone on your outside. Also, if you get on the gas too early here, that back end will come right around and send you into the infield. So a couple things to note tonight as you're watching the race. Watch turn 4. A lot of accidents that you're going to see are people getting on that throttle a little too early, especially when the race gets later on and people are really rushing. You have to be patient and apply that throttle correctly. If you don't, you're going to be in the wall, spinning out. It is really easy to oversteer these cars. Garrett Lamb here, looking to take the top spot this week. Had a tough week last week at Bristol, coming in second place to David Oliver, who got his first win of the season, but who's been competing in the top 3 for the duration of the winter season, and has basically claimed the top spot so far in the championship. Garrett's really going to be pushing hard tonight to try and get himself a win and secure some much needed points. Justin Harris getting a little sideways on the kind of a tough place to be, right outside of the entry of pit lane, or the exit of pit lane. Let's ride on board with Joe Pastor. Joe was picked up as driver of the year at the Beach Ridge Motor Speedway up in Maine, where most of these guys drive. Expect some good racing out of him tonight, but getting on the inside, good save. Take it down to the infield. Try that one again. Richu did pretty good in his heat race last week, coming in second place. A little bit of a burnout there, it looks like, on pit lane. These drivers are running fixed setups tonight, as they do every week. Jump on board with Bobby Timmons. Been passed by Garrett Lamb. Watch Garrett Lamb's line coming out. Nice and low. Nice line by Bobby there. Ryan Kuhn has your top speed lap in practice so far, running a 23.455. Garrett's in second with a 23.483, so not too far behind, just 0.03 of a second separating the top two. Ooh, some big crashes there. Big flip. You can hear those tires scrubbing. This track eats tires up. Even in the modified race that we were running here last season, those big 15-inch tires were gone near the end of the race, and it's going to be even more so in these cars. They run loose, and they're only going to get looser. Should make for an interesting end of the race. Who's going to conserve their tires the most early on to have fresh tires at the end of the race? I feel like that's going to be really important. Those that push a little too hard early on are going to be falling back towards the end of the race. They're just not going to be able to keep as much speed into the corners. Also, brake temperature is going to be important here. Who's going to overheat their brakes? Who's going to let the car just kind of coast through these corners, get off the throttle a little bit early? And who's going to be dominating that brake pedal? A couple different ways of running lines here. Ooh! Hard into the wall for Joe. Oh! Missed the pit lane a little bit there. Nope, I don't think you're getting off the wall. You are definitely staying on the wall. Alright folks, we are getting ready for our first heat race tonight. Race coordination tonight being run by league organizer Dan Collins. Take a look at our track conditions tonight. Actually, we were doing a A little bit of a time trial here, kind of set the order for the heat races first, but we're looking at 77 degrees air temperature, 90-degree track temperature. Uh, nice warm night. 2 mile per hour winds out of the north. Looking at just over half a mile. Take a look and see how people's times are coming in. John Peters putting in a 23.594. Garrett Lamb cutting above that, putting in a 23.542. Taking about 4/10ths off, 400ths off. These guys all run really tight, so it'll be an interesting race tonight, especially on this track. David Oliver off the pace just a little bit, 2/100ths of a second, or 0.18 seconds off the pace. Usually not starting at the front of the pack, but working his way through the pack throughout the course of the race. Like Garrett Lamb is going to hold the pole position for these time trials. A little over a minute and a half to go to the first of the heat races. Still waiting on Kenny Tripp to get a time down. Kenny Tripp moving with his lap up into third place, 0.1 seconds behind Garrett Lamb. Each of these guys getting 2 chances to get around the track and put in the fastest lap that they can. Traditional iRacing qualifying style. We will be ready for our first heat race coming up right here. Starting up here shortly. So this first heat race, we got Kenny Tripp, Nicholas Cusack, who came in first place for his heat last week, followed by Adam J. Ricci, Tyler Jordan, Justin Harris, Jacob Heathcote, Max Dolliver, Bobby Timmons, Ryan Kuhn, and Dan Collins ran the race, so I don't think he'll actually be in this race, but His name's on the list. We got 9 cars really racing in this. Let's jump over to TV3 so you guys get some nice, good action of the track. Kenny Tripp running the 12 car tonight. I believe he usually runs a number 11 car, but running a 12 car tonight. Was Cusack in the number 5 on his outside. Just waiting on Ryan Kuhn, and then we will be set to go. Ryan Kuhn may not be with us tonight. A few more seconds before we start gridding and get on to racing. Like Ryan Kuhn has jumped in. The pace car will be off momentarily. If you guys have comments about the race, things you're noticing, please feel free to leave those in the chat. We're streaming on both YouTube and Twitch tonight. Whatever your preference may be. If you're new to the show, this is the Short Track Weapons iRacing League. A bunch of drivers out of Maine getting some racing in the off season and iRacing. Doing some street stock action, thick setups, but always some great driving out of these guys. Here on our formation lap, you get in 2 laps, get those tires nice and warmed up. Coming around to the green next time by. Jump on board with Kenny Tripp. See how he gets on. You're going to get a good start. Nick Cusack going to get the jump on the outside. The track where you want the outside on the front straight. Pace car is in. We are getting ready to go. He's going to bring us to the green.
Green flag.
It's a really good start. Diving it down. Kenny scrubbed the speed off. Keep it controlled down on the bottom. Nice control. A little bit of wobble on the exit, but keeps a good amount of speed. Jump on with Nick Cusack. Nick being forced on the outside. Adam Ricci in front of him, getting a nice run, moving himself up into second place. Tyler Jordan pushing the inside. Guy's going side by side. He's going to cut in front. Makes Nicholas get out of the throttle just a little bit. Oh, he's going to lose it, but nice save. Was there a bump? There may have been a bump. Let's go to our TV cams, get you a nice action of the pack as we come around through turn 1 and 2. Adam Ricci trying to hunt down Kenny Tripp. Second place finish in his heat last week. He really wants to try and get a first place finish in this heat, get a nice position for the start of the feature. We're going to be doing 75 laps tonight at USA International Speedway. It's going to be extremely taxing on these cars and their tires. As we said earlier in the race, this track loves to eat up some rubber. We have 4 laps to go here. Tyler Jordan started to make a move on Adam Ricci, though. Jump on board in the cockpit. See if he can make something stick here. 3 to go. Crossing that yellow line is going to be dangerous in these cars. Guys looking to get the best finish they can out of these heat races, get themselves a nice spot in that feature. Everybody protecting that bottom line. Kenny Tripp getting a little bit sideways coming out of the corner, but able to save it. A lot of understeer here. Oversteer, I mean. Coming across the line, it's going to be the final lap. Neck and neck, who's going to push it? Any bump passes? Watching these guys come in. Oh, Adam gets in the back of him a little bit. But across the line, Kenny Tripp will win heat number 1, followed by Adam J. Ricci and Tyler Jordan. Those are your top 3. We'll be right up with heat number 2. Ryan Lutz starting this one off, followed by David Oliver, winner of last week at Bristol. Joe Pastor, Gleason Smith, Joe Doran, Adam Sturgill, who's had some really great races earlier on this season. Stephen Dickey Jr., Joseph Bell, Adam Jocelyn, and Nick Morton in the number 10 slot. See if Ryan Lutz can have the same luck coming off the start here. We get the grid underway. Number 2, formation lap. We'll be doing 2 laps again. Somebody's already getting a little bit of damage going. A little bumping. Who was that? Was that Joseph Bell? Be doing full course cautions tonight. Here we are coming along the back stretch. Jump on board with Joe. Get a nice view from the second row. See how these cars start off. Pace car is in, coming to the line, and we are green, green, green. Flag. Bumping and grinding down the front stretch, across the line. David getting a nose out in front, having to take the high line. Can he carry a little bit more speed up there? Joe getting himself up into third. Trying to make the pass under David. Gets a nose in, side by side. Ryan able to hold on to that first place as we come through. Racing off the line. Back starting to go single file here. Oh, but a little bit of an accident there. Number 20. Joe getting hit a little bit. Oh! That'll move Adam Sturgill up into third place. Couldn't quite see who had gotten into Joe. It may have been Joe Doran. The Joe's battling it out. Adam taking advantage of that, moving himself up into third place. Ryan running a nice line here. 4 laps to go. Take a look on the right front suspension cam of David Oliver's car. Doesn't look like David's pushing it too hard. He just wants to get a nice position here. I'm sure he'll take first if he wants it. But he's looking forward to that feature. And running nice and close to that wall. Two laps to go now. Ryan Lutz crossing the line, final lap. Great paint scheme on that 36. Bringing it around for the checkered flag. It's going to be Ryan Lutz, David Oliver, and Adam Sturgill, your top 3 for heat number 2. And we have our complimentary heat. Finish out our gridding for the feature. Ryan Kuhn will be taking first, followed by Joseph Bell, Max Dolliver, Stephen Dickey Jr., Jacob Heathcote, Adam Jocelyn, and Nick Morton. Still waiting on Ryan Kuhn. Been on a couple people, actually. Ryan Kuhn, Adam Jocelyn, and Nick Morton. Like the 2497 is going to be your first place car coming off the start. We got 4 cars running in this final heat. Stephen Dickey Jr. giving Joseph Bell a little love tap. Here we go, getting ready for the rest of heat number 3. Go on board with Joseph Bell. Max Oliver is actually in a pretty good spot here. He started in 3rd place, but he's going to get the inside line on row 1 for the start of the race, seeming as Ryan Kuhn didn't make the race. Could put him in a good spot. Pace car in. And green. Joseph Bell a little quicker off the punch. It's out in front, nice. Max Oliver on that inside line. Steven on his outside. Steven able to get his car out in front. Guys are side by side here. Close racing. Great exit. Oh, Steven taps the wall just a little bit. He's going to scrub off a little bit of speed, but he's still able to hang on. 24 getting all kinds of sideways. Not able to save it. So that puts Steven in second place. Chasing down Joseph Bell. Steven got a really fast car in this heat. Trying to push it on the inside. Got a nose in. It's going to fall behind a little bit. Try and get him on corner exit here. 4 of 15. These cars get so loose so easy. Max Oliver still in the fight after his little spin out. Sticking with it, you never know what's going to happen. The rest of the cars could crash, you could slip by them and end up winning the heat. Who knows? I don't know anyone that's happened to. Joseph Bell hanging on really well here. Started second place in this heat, moving himself up into first place. Holding on to it well. Steven's getting really close. Can he disrupt the air a little bit? Move himself. Maybe with a little bump pass. That's how dirty he wants to play it. There's still a feature after this. You don't want to carry over too much bad will, but you know, sometimes you just you gotta get a pass in. Ooh! Steven goes into the wall a little bit. Having a tough time with the car. He's already tapped the wall a few times. Ooh. That's going to move Jacob Heathcote up into second place. This is just a 15-lap race. We got a 75-lapper tonight. Ooh, he's got to get into the back. A little bit of a touch, pushing him down the street. Drafting it close. Steven coming back, trying to get... He had a little bit of a nose in there. A little bit of a bump. This is the battle for second place here. These guys are battling. Joseph Bell is starting to walk away. Look at how much of a gap he's been able to maintain, even with his car sliding out. Steven is able to make the pass, get himself into second place, regain second place. Jacob Heathcote is only 0.2 seconds behind, and we still got 5 laps to go. Even trying to hunt down Joseph. Even able to extend that a little bit. He's put about... Ooh, not anymore. Let's go back to this action here. Jacob and Steven going at it. 3 laps to go. Oh, Steven gets into the wall. Again, having really tough time with that second corner. Just drifting it through 3 and 4. Oh, into the wall. He's going to need a couple Excedrin after that hit. Fast toe to the pits. And that's what's going to happen tonight. You're going to have a lot of cars racing really hard through 3 and 4. You really have to be controlled here. You want to scrub off a lot of speed, let it glide through that corner, catch a late apex, and then get on the throttle once the car is pointed straight. If you are turning the car and applying full throttle, you're going to spin out as soon as you hit the straight. You get a little rotation through the corner. Again, this is all fixed setups. You got a little rotation through the corner. You got to maybe apply the brake, depending upon how you want to drive it. But that will end our consolation prize race. Joseph Bell in first, Jacob Heathcote in third, and Max Dolliver will come in third. We have a little bit of a practice. Take a look at our track conditions right now. Temperatures come down just a little bit, both track and air. Wind's still coming out of the north at 2 miles per hour, and humidity is nice and low. Partly cloudy skies, no chance of rain. 75 lap feature coming up next. So Garrett Lamb will be running your pole today. John Peters will be on his outside, followed by Kenny Tripp and Ryan Lutz in your second row. Third row is going to be Adam Ricci and David Oliver. You'll have Tyler Jordan, Adam Sturgill, Nicholas Cusack, Joe Doran, Bobby Timmons and Joe Pastor, Justin Harris, Gleason Smith, Joseph Bell and Jacob Heathcote, Max Dolliver, Stephen Dickey Jr., Ryan Kuhn, Adam Jocelyn, and Nick Morton, who I don't believe is racing tonight. Be kicking off the formation laps here in just a second. Garrett pushing up, giving that pace car a little encouragement to get going. We got all our cars off now. Looking to see if the two Joes get into any kind of issue and what is going on with David Oliver's car. David pulled up onto the top and is going to start at the back of the pack, I guess deciding he's afraid of a collision. So deciding to move himself to the back, or maybe there was a penalty. See what's going on there. All the cars getting stacked up as we get ready to go. Sometimes it's safer to start the race at the back of the pack and work your way through it than to be in there at the front on the turn one and get into one of these big collisions. The one problem you have is if there is one of these big collisions and you are starting at the back of the pack, you could wind up being innocent victim of a massive pileup in front of you. So we'll see how that plays out for him. A little bit different of a strategy. Garrett Lamb's got pole. He came in second last week. We'll see if he can hold out with that win, but pace car is in. We are coming around to green. Green flag is out, and we are ready to go. Garrett Lamb taking the high line, cutting off John Peters, gaining that position. Whole mess of cars. Three wide coming into turn 3. Adam Sturgill moving his way through the pack. Currently 5th, started 8th, picking up 3 spots on the first turn. Coming on to lap number 2. We come through 3 and 4. Got Bobby Timmons here in the 31. Still holding on to his 11th place start. Trying to get the inside line here. Can he move himself up into 10th? Got the line for it. Can he keep the speed on corner exit? That is the question. Little bit of a bump there. 29 to Justin Harris, giving a little bit of a tap. Oh, and we have a big accident. That is Joseph Bell. He got hit into the wall, a little bit spun. Looks like he's going to stay out though. No caution. Ooh, another big accident. Number 29 of Justin Harris getting into it. See if we can see exactly what happened here. Oh, it looks like he just tried to avoid a little bit of an accident in front of him. Backed into a couple people. Unfortunate for him. Take a look at John Peters' view as he tries to hunt down Garrett Lamb. Coming out in 3 and 4, coming around for lap number 8. See how much speed Garrett carries into that corner. John a little bit cleaner on his entry. Gives him a little bit more exit speed. We're going to see if he's going to be able to use that to get past Garrett. Still early, not worth it to push just yet. We may have some cautions coming out. You can see how wild cars are already getting. But your top 3 drivers really close. Joseph Bell there, they're coming up on as a lapped car after his earlier incident. And Adam Sturgill still in the mix. Ooh. Kenny Tripp there, getting a little sideways. Or sorry, that was Ryan Lutz that was getting a little sideways. Ryan Lutz moved up 1 spot into 3rd. A couple more people bouncing off the wall. You can hear the contact. Take a look at the back of the pack. MJ Ricci trying to keep it together. Started 5th, currently 16th. Not having a terribly good race. David Oliver, who started the race in 6th place, currently 14th after moving himself to the back of the pack. Not 100% sure what happened there, if that was chosen to do it that way, or if he was forced to do that. But quickly moving himself through the pack. 13 laps in, and he's already into 13th place. On board with Steven. Started 18th, moved him up 7 spots so far into 11th place. kind of the intimidator here. He's not afraid to put a nose in there, move people out of the way if he needs to, get himself by. So easy to slide up into that track. Bobby Timmons has a lot to deal with here. Get the tail view here as these cars slide in. Garrett Lamb still holding on to that first place position. John Peters 0.3 seconds behind right now. John Peters is closing the gap down to 0.2 now. Really comes down to who can have that fast corner exit speed. Extremely close racing through 3 and 4 between all three of the top drivers. Great racing. Closing it in 0.1 seconds. Will John Peters be able to make the pass here, or will Garrett be able to hold him off? 20 laps in, coming up on 1/3 through the race. Garrett getting a little loose, touching the wall. John Peters making the move on the inside. Side by side. Ryan Lutz also trying to push on the inside, but that made John Peters a little loose. Guys should be working together. Garrett holding strong in first place. Not giving up an inch. Getting ready for 3 wide. John Peters getting a little sideways coming into 4. At that apex, all these guys trying to make it work. Get a little closer in the action. One, 2, and 3. Neck and neck. 4, 5, and 6 neck and neck. Adam Sturgill 1.399 seconds behind Ryan Lutz. Various little packs duking it out. Great battling across the board here. Garrett Lamb just leading the race for the first third. John Peters falling back just a little bit as he battles it out with Ryan Lutz behind. Nobody wanted to give an inch. Here comes the move. Is there a little bump pass? John Peters thinking about it, but keeping it clean. A little too early to start getting desperate here. Got to make sure you get your power down correctly. Get that car straight. Don't oversteer through the corner. Garrett getting a little bit wide there, able to save it. Apply a little bit of brake and get himself out the corner clean. Last lap for Garrett was a 24.158, which matches John Peters exactly. Both running 24.158s. Amazing stuff. going to be one heck of a finish, guys. Guys are coming up on Justin Harris, who unfortunately had a little bit of an incident earlier on in the race. Cars in front of him got a little squirrely. He zigged when he should have zagged, bounced off the wall and paid the price for it. We'll be seeing them move by the lap cars soon enough. Here we have Joe battling on the back of Nicholas Cusack. Can he get by? A little bit of a bump there through the corner. And another bump. Now he's going to try and shove it down the inside. Can he get by? Got the run going into the corner. Can you get the power scrubbed off to get a nice clean exit and keep momentum? Or is that's going to be Nick Cusack's turn? No. Joe running 7th place, moving up from 10th. And now he's on the hunt for Tyler Jordan. Tyler Jordan, though, having his own battle, trying to hunt down Kenny Tripp. And 3 wide all the way through 1, 2, and 3 between Garrett Lamb, John Peters, and Ryan Lutz. Let's go see if we can see how that panned out. But these guys going side by side. Back to live. Ryan Lutz saying, I want 2nd place. Him and John Peters going side by side, both trying to get to that 1st place position. But that battle right there is opening the door for Adam Sturgill to get up in the mix. We've seen him move his way into 1st place before. So Adam Sturgill will take 3rd place now. Right now it is Garrett Lamb, Ryan Lutz, and Adam Sturgill. John Peters being moved down to 4th place. Adam Sturgill having a heck of a race, starting 8th, up into 3rd. John Peters not done yet, though. He's going to keep pushing. But that gave Garrett Lamb just a little bit of a breathing room. "35 laps in now. You're going to start seeing these tires getting really, really loose. It's only going to get worse from here. Guys are already starting to lose about a second off of their qualifying lap times. I don't know if anyone's going to risk trying going in and get some fresher tires and move their way through the pack a little bit more. My guess is they won't. They'll just kind of hold on and make it work. This track's so small that coming in to change tires could be devastating. But if you got a nice fast car out of it, it could be worth it. We'll see how things play out here. See if there are any cautions that could also throw into the mix. Do you come in under caution and grab some fresh tires, even if it's just 2, to help make yourself a little bit better for that final stretch of the race? So far we've had a couple incidents, but no cautions. Adam Sturgill moving up into 2nd place, battling with Ryan Lutz side by side through 4. Can Adam move himself and really claim that 2nd place? They're battling for it right now. We've seen Adam work some magic towards the end of the race before. Another set of laps side by side. Great racing, and John Peters is going to try and make something of it too. He's going to draft behind Adam Sturgill and try to push himself up. Now he's looking at the inside, trying to decide which of these guys he wants to work with, get himself up into second place. Or at least up into third place. Take a look on board with Ryan Lutz here. Some debris on the window. Rubber kicking up. A little bit of contact there between Ryan Lutz and John Peters. Adam Sturgill will take second place and start narrowing his focus on Garrett Lamb. Heck of a race by all of these drivers. Let's take a look on with John Peters. John Peters is no slouch. He's got an I rating of 3,437. Some seriously good competitors in here. Going to be looking to try and make up some of the spots that he lost from the beginning of the race, though. All these cars neck and neck. Garrett Lamb putting in an impressive race, though. All these guys breathing down his neck, keeping it clean, almost into the wall. Great spatial awareness to make sure that he doesn't touch it. Great job controlling those exits, getting the power down, even when he's not completely straight line. Starting to get a little bit of a gap between him and Adam Sturgill here. And I'm going for a little bit shallower of a line, taking a little bit more speed through it. Going more for like an early apex. Looks like Garrett Lamb's going for a little bit more of a late apex, coming in a little wider. And I'm kind of trying to match it here. Back to our blimp cam. 2, 3, and 4 duking it out. That's another thing that Adam has to contend with, is those guys behind him. Another one to watch is David Oliver has moved himself all the way up into 10th place. Started in 2nd place, moved himself down into 18th position, has moved himself up into 10th place, or started 6th, sorry. Moved himself up into 10th place. After pushing himself all the way to the back of the pack off the start. Don't count him out with 25 laps left to go. David currently the championship leader with finishes in the top 3 for most of this season. We will see if he has any tricks up his sleeve with 25 laps left. We got Ryan Lutz and John Peters going at it side by side. Ryan Lutz really wanting to hold on to that position. John Peters thinking otherwise.
Caution somewhere.
Caution, caution, caution. Taking a look to see if we can find out where it is. Not quite seeing it. The pace car is out. I'll stack up the cars, and that'll make an even more interesting race. Ryan Lutz able to hold on to his third place before the caution. So Garrett Lamb will lead us off. Not 100% sure what everybody's doing. Riding in the grass. Having a little fun with it, I guess. Not sure how that's going to impact the tires, but we'll see. 97 of Joseph Bell getting the wave around. Lucky dog. Garrett Lamb holding on to first. Started first, ended first. And leading all of this race. Adam Sturgill looking to question that. "45 laps to go as we come around." Or no, not 45. What am I thinking of? Whatever math is. It's a Monday. It's nighttime. I can't do math. 20 laps to go. Ready, getting lined up. Get the track prepped. Be stacking cars up here shortly. This is the part of the race that's going to separate the men from the boys. Who can make these worn tires last for another... We'll see where we start, if we're going to come in this time or not. Like we may have a couple more laps to go, under caution. It's not going to be this time around. Lights are off, so we will be going green this time. Lap 57. Come around for lap 58, and then we will hopefully stay green for the rest of the race. We haven't had a whole lot of cautions. We've had a few incidents throughout the race, but guys were able to get their car rolling again, or get it off the track at least. These guys are getting ready to roll. Pace cars in. Green, green, green. Adam Sturgill trying to make a good attempt off the start on the outside. Got a nose just behind. John Peters and Ryan Lutz going at it. And Kenny Tripp in the mix. Kenny Tripp falling back a couple spots off the start. See if he can make something work here. Ooh, John Peters falling back quite a bit. Got a little bit loose there, a little bit of bumping. Tyler Jordan making the most of that one. Started 7th, currently running in 5th place. Let's see if John can move his way back through the pack, get back into that top 3. But right now, Garrett Lamb is still in 1st place, followed by Ryan Lutz, Cake 2nd place back, and Adam Sturgill in 3rd. Kenny Tripp trying to get himself up into that top 3. Be great for his championship run if he can get some points here. All these guys have shown a great performance throughout the entire season. Gonna getting a little loose there off of turn 2. Not sure what that was about. Just tires getting loose and getting on the throttle a little too much. Cars like to oversteer. Cars that like to oversteer with dead tires like to oversteer more. Everybody single file right now. Coming up on 10 to go, just 2 laps away. A little bit of bumping. Garrett really starting to walk away from these guys. Got about a half a second lead right now over Ryan Lutz. These guys behind him just battling so much. Got to settle down and get in a groove. Keep that momentum going, ride through it. Hopefully now that things have calmed down, people can start picking and choosing their battles a little bit more. Tyler Jordan had a pretty good run there for a while. Looks like John Peters is able to get by him. He's going to start moving up towards the top front of the pack. He's fighting there in the top 3 for a little while. Oh, and a big crash. Looks like that was Gleason Smith that was in that accident. Guys getting loose. Getting into each other a little bit. No caution though. Everybody able to recover. That'll move him back quite a bit. Joseph Bell 1 lap down behind him. Oh, another big accident. Adam Ricci in there. See if we can see exactly what happened there.
How you doing inside there? You feeling okay?
Oh, just what a mess. So many cars impacted by that. Guys just running so tight. A little bit of contact. Cars running really close. And that'll do it. We may only have a few laps left at the end of this. Yellow flag is out. Coming up right now on any laps right now. See if we can get these cars stacked up pretty quickly here. Gonna do one more lap of yellow at least. We'll have a couple lap shootout, I hope, by the end. Garrett Lamb hoping he can have another nice start. Ryan Lutz hoping he can have a nice start here in 2nd place. Adam Sturgill, who started the race in 8th, currently sitting in 3rd. Starting on the inside, we'll see if he can use that to his advantage to get past Ryan Lutz. And then there's Kenny Tripp. Currently in 4th, started 3rd, looking to get his spot back. You can see how much rubber is getting blasted up onto these windshields. These guys having to deal with this as they drive around the track. Absolutely filthy. No dirt track though. Back a little further, we got John Peters, who was up in the mix, currently sitting in 5th. Joe Doran in 6th place. David Oliver, now up into 7th place. This is a guy that has consistently been in the top 3. Can we see with 4 laps to go? We'll probably maybe have 3 laps to go. Yellow flag still caution going, but we may have a green-white checkered here. Can David make something stick off the restart and move himself in for another top 3 finish? We shall see. We're going to watch the race from Kenny Tripp's, or the restart from Kenny Tripp's. Yellow flag is off. We will be starting green this time around. We find the perfect gear for the restart. John Peters on an inside. He really wants a good start here. Got some good drivers in front of him. Lane's in and we are off.
Green flag.
Garrett Lamb jumping that. Adam Sturgill taking the 2nd place position. Kenny Tripp trying to get into 3rd on the outside. Slamming the gas down. This guy's going all out. Hit the gas, turn the wheel, and try to hold on. John Peters rushing up the inside here, trying to get himself into 4th place. Kenny Tripp bouncing off the wall a little bit. John Peters will take advantage of that, get up the inside. Is he going to make the pass stick? You got to be careful here. Final lap of the race. Looks like Garrett Lamb's going to be able to hold on to it. Garrett Lamb holds on to win the race. Adam Sturgill works his way up into 2nd, followed by Ryan Lutz. What a crazy, crazy race. Absolutely amazing. Thank you all so much for coming out and hanging out with us as we do another great race here. Kenny Tripp showing off a little bit for the camera as he drifts around the track. Garrett Lamb in your winner's circle doing some winner's donuts. And he will do a Polish victory lap to end things off. Well-deserved win for him. Completely dominated the entire race. Started in 1st place, moved his way around. Great on every restart. Great defending when he needed it. And doing good on the showboating too. Thanks everybody who came out to watch this iRacing race of Short Track Weapons iRacing season. We'll be finishing the winter season as he blows the engine, sends a rod through the atmosphere. We will be doing the last race of the season next week, right here on YouTube and Twitch. See exactly how things pan out, but thank you all so much for watching. Special thanks to Dan Collins. We're glad to see that he is feeling better, and for all the hard work he does putting these races on week in and week out. But we will see you guys next week. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time on Short Track Weapons iRacing League.